Yeah. You mentioned World War II. A few weeks ago, we were near each other and we were like, Happy D-Day Eve.
Yeah, Happy D-Day, yeah. My ex-girlfriend used to always throw me a D-Day party on D-Day because I'm a huge World War II buff. So I now say Happy D-Day Eve to people. Yeah, crazy. D-Day, crazy thing. Insane thing.
And you went over to where it happened.
Yeah, so when I was an undergrad, I was doing like a comparative paper on elite military forces and then like the way that both the U.S. and German like elite troops interacted with like French citizens and like society, and then also like how combat changed for these ideas of like being a new era of military fighting, right? So I was following a lot of U.S. troops, like just slightly to the right of like the Band of Brothers guys. It was like still 101st, 506, but Band of Brothers is about like the 2nd Battalion. I was doing most of my work with like the 3rd Battalion. So it's just like a different group of guys, but they're basically fighting with the Band of Brothers guys. And yeah, so I went over there with an author, Ian Gardner. He's written a few books, one of which I'm in, so that's fun.
Nice.
I have a picture in it. It's great. And we were just kind of walking through where some of these battles took place. He had already written quite a few books before this about these battles, so I was picking his mind about some questions I had and some ways to approach some of these answers, hopefully. And yeah, it was fascinating. I found like a mortar in a field, and picked it up and put it next to my face because I'm dumb. And and just kind of walked through France and researched where I could, talked to people who were little kids when D-Day happened, and now they're 80. It's like, oh, crazy. And then trying to do a lot of like on the ground research of like, okay, what did this battle look like and feel like and sound like, and like where was everyone and where was like how did this impact the cities and towns around this? So it was fascinating, interesting trip, crazy trip.
I can imagine. I would imagine it's probably one of the most memorable things.
One of the greatest experiences in my entire life. Like I can't even. It's hard for me to talk about it because so much happened. Yeah. It was so overwhelming to like be there, especially like when I grew up, when I was a little kid. I used to just go to the library when I was like 5 and 6 years old. But like before I could read well at all, I just read kids' books. But I would go to the back, it's the back right of the library. They had all the war books, so I'd just sit in the World War II section and like pull out all the books and try and read what I could, but just like look at all the pictures and like put books on top of books to try and like see if the pictures could match up ever. And like I just tried to make sense of it. So it was something that my entire life I had been like reading about World War II, looking at pictures of World War II. And now I'm there, and I'm like standing in the spot that I saw in these books like 20 years ago, and I'm like, well, this is shocking, like staggering, and overwhelming, but incredible. Yeah.
So what do you know of what was going on the night before D-Day? What was going through the soldiers' mind? What was happening?
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of veterans about it, and interestingly, like, they all it's hard because a lot of them are gone now. So there's a lot of stories. I'm sure everyone has their own individual approach to like what happened that night before. But the people that I've talked to have said they were definitely anxious and not nervous, but like you have those nerves just running through your head, like almost excited nerves. Like, okay, are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? But at the end of the day, just like trust that you're ready. And that's what they all said. It's like none of us were that nervous the night before because we felt ready and trusted the next guy. Like everyone around us felt like we trusted everyone. So there will always be nerves when you're about to jump out of an airplane in 1944 into German occupied France. Sure, everyone is a little scared to some point. None of these guys will admit to me that they're scared. They're all like, I wasn't scared. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah. I would have been scared shitless, so like, yeah. But yeah, they all say, like, the biggest thing that they say is that they were just ready, they felt ready, and they trusted everyone around them. So there wasn't, like, that concern was never running through their mind. They just wanted to do it. They were like, wanted to get it done.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, insane.